Good morning. I have my two nurses. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I have my two nurses, Nurse Cedric and Nurse Quail, my medical people coming through. So anyway, y'all, I'm so tired. We did the talent show on Thursday, you all, and I'm so glad that everybody made it. But I am really tired. I even in the talent show, I was really tired. Thank God that I'm on break, and today will be my last day for the holidays. And then I'll come back when we're in the new year. Praise the Lord. I'll still be doing my stuff for the church, though. So, yeah. But I hope everybody is doing well. So I want to give you all a shout out. I do want to thank Christopher W. for lending his talent. Uh, it's sad when people dock so much that people don't even want to give the cash out. But I'm glad that he did, because the people really wanted to bless him. I want to thank Miss Patricia for her talents and her gifts. Um, yeah, Miss Patricia. Then we had Ness and Uncle Claude. And it wasn't that many people, but I'm really learning that it doesn't take a whole lot of people to have a good show and to have a meaningful show. I know a lot of people were like, well, why are you letting Ness on? And because it was a talent. It may not be the talent that we wanted to see or we expected, but it was a talent. And Ness was on the show for a reason. She was there for a reason. And that's all that really mattered, is that she was there for a reason. And so I am glad that she came up and did what she did. And I'll leave it at that. I also want to thank you all for coming and really being a part. Y'all, when I tell y'all I'm working. And I was really tired. I'm telling you, I took a nap and I didn't want to get up. And also, because of the weather change, I'm still a little raspy and a little hoarse. So it was a lot going on. But you know what? Um, God has a way of taking your little bit and making much. And that's all I can say. I don't think I'm a good, I shouldn't say, I think my shows are okay, but it seems like it always winds up touching somebody in the end. And and I don't know why. I don't know why, but it does. And I don't ask questions. I just go with it. I know that there are content creators who are really good and that are funny, but I don't know why. I just do. I just show up and I just do. I just show up and do. So you all, so I know a lot of people don't like a lot of the celebrity news, but it's good to get away. And I am going to come back to the beefing, but right now I am really on the celebrity news. And as you all know, I was talking about when Taraji P. Henson was crying because of the pay. And again, I was telling you all, Monique has been saying this all along. Thank you, Uncle Claude, for being a blessing. And I hope that people blessed you all with some cash apps. And Christopher W., I hope people blessed you all with cash apps as well. And for the person who blessed me, who wanted to remain anonymous, thank you, thank you, thank you. You didn't have to do it, but you did, because y'all don't have to do nothing for me. Do you understand me? Y'all don't have to give me one dime. But when you do, I truly appreciate it. I do. And I do get excited when I get some money. Oh, yes, I do. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I get excited. Now, people can act all they don't get excited. I get excited. I get excited. I'm just telling you, I get excited. So if you want me to get it, see how my voice just raised up? Okay, you see how my voice just raised up? Mm, I get excited about that. But anyway, but I appreciate you all. Thank you again. You all don't have to do anything for me, but what you do, I do appreciate it. You know, and I am not a cold hearted person. I am not a mean person, but I know what YouTube gives, and I know that you have to have a line, and you cannot cross that line like that. I know that. So yeah, you and Ness brought tears to my eyes, especially when watching Okay, you all, I'm back. I did not know that about Vin Diesel, y'all. It's a lot of things going on. It's a lot of things happening dealing with that, unfortunately. Did you see yesterday? Yeah, so UNS brought tears to my eyes, especially when, well, I didn't, let me say this, you all. I know you all think I know a lot of folk business, but I don't. And I did not know that Ness was going through that. So for her to be vulnerable like that, it's a lot because we're not vulnerable. Vulnerable is weakness on these YouTube streets. So we try not to be that. So um it just touched me to see her really sing that song. And I had written a song that was pretty much on par to what she was talking about. And so yeah. Come on, Christopher W, because that's what we do over here. And Uncle Claude. So y'all, I'm glad that you all enjoyed it, and that's what it's about. It's about that's it. Not, and I thank God for Uncle Claude for being such a good sport and going first. I did not know Uncle Claude had those talents, but he did. And then Patricia, honey, she had like she was at the nightclub, baby. She was like she was that old nasty piece of cabaret, all right, and she was all on the piano singing. And Christopher was giving us those renditions, and it was good all around. And it wasn't that many people, but it was just good. And it's not the quantity, it's the quality. And the people really were singing from the heart. And even though I don't know what Ness was doing at the beginning, I don't know who she was talking about. Y'all, it was funny to me. A lot of people are like, oh, you let her on. It is what it is, you all. I don't censor. It is what it is. And she did what she did. And then she came back. And I just think that things happen for reasons, you know? And so I just leave it right at that. So let me get to the get good, y'all. So again, y'all, I was watching Taraji and she was talking to Gail, which was very interesting. And she was crying about pay. And of course, I'm looking at Monique's situation. And y'all, I'm gonna say this: no one said anything when Monique was saying her stuff. Very few people were, and everybody was acting like Monique was the bad guy. But deep within, people were getting paid less. And I think Monique was speaking for all, but she was the first one to really say something. And I think people are afraid. And I think it ties in also to what Christopher Keys was saying, even though this is SA. Um, but people are powerful. And I'm just going to say this: Oprah is a gatekeeper. I don't care what anybody says. And so when I was watching that interview with Oprah, Fantasia, Taraji, and the young lady who is playing Miss Sophia now, I can't think of her name. Um, you know, I was looking at body language, and body language was really deep on that show. I was really looking at body language. So, y'all, this is the problem that I have with Oprah. Oprah tends to take over things, and I think Oprah got a takeover spirit, and she just thinks she does everything so well. With Precious, and that was a Monique situation because she wanted Monique to um, do Precious, and it was no pay, but yet she wanted Monique to do things. And I'm hearing Taraji say the same thing, but she's working with Oprah. Let me tell you what really pissed me off. How are you going to have The Color Purple without Celie, played by Whoopi Goldberg? Now, That is tragic. And Whoopi is pissed off because she said that she would have helped. All they had to do was ask. And Oprah told, according to sources, um, media takeout, and some more sources, that she told Fantasia not to bother Whoopi Goldberg. And it is also alleged by media takeout that Oprah was on the set of The View, but her and Whoopi got into it, and she went her way. But Whoopi wanted to know what's the issue. And y'all know Whoopi is very frank, and she will come and let you know. Now, Whoopi, again, she's done some controversial things as well, but I don't care what nobody says. Whoopi is color purple. Without Whoopi, you don't have no color purple. And to not have her involved in anything, it is really suspect to me. And I'm like, Oprah talking about some she the godmother. No, ma'am. You act like your part was the big part. No, it was Whoopi's part. Whoopi played the hell out that part. And you cannot take away Whoopi's acting chops. Fatal Beauty, Jumpin' Jack Flash, Sister Act 1 and 2. I mean, Clara's Heart, Karina. I can go on and on and on. And not to mention that Whoopi had a very successful comedic career. I mean, she was a comedian before. And black or white woman, I think Whoopi has done more than a lot of people, black or white. Not only was she doing her stand-up, but she's done television. She's done, she was in 666, it was short-lived because it was coming on when How to Get Away with Murder, Revenge, and How to Get Away with Murder came on. And so she was in that. Whoopi just has a whole catalog of work. Whoopi will never be poor because something is always going to be in syndication or playing with her. I mean, she's just that. Now, I don't know if Oprah goes, Molly girl, you in danger. Okay. All right. Morticia, what you done to your hair? Orlando, you like it? It's autumn, summer. Okay, come on now. Sam Weed. Okay, baby, you can't take that from Whoopi. Okay, you can't take that. Let me tell you something. Okay, you can't take that from Whoopi. No, you can't. I forgot about Ghost. How can I forget about Ghost? If it wasn't Whoopi Goldberg, I don't care about Martin Swayze or whatever, Patrick Swayze and Demi. Whoopi made that. Honey, Whoopi brought her on. She ain't had but a few scenes in that movie, but baby, she did that movie. Sam Weed. Okay, Whoopi didn't play. Bonnie girl, you in danger. Ooh, she went in on that in that bank. I mean, she was so tough that Tyler Perry had to bite off of her. All right, y'all don't know. Oda Mae Brown. Come on now. So Whoopi has a lot of work behind her. And I just have a problem that these two powerful black women can't get together. And I really do believe that sometimes, you got to put stuff aside. You can't have no color purple and launch this stuff out with Whoopi. And what makes me mad with Oprah is she act like she done did all of this. I mean, Oprah, you were a part, and don't get me wrong, your part was very powerful, but baby, Whoopi held it together. Whoopi was the one who helped you when you was in that jail, and Miss Millie gave you that list, and you couldn't hardly read it. And what did Sophia do? She got all the groceries for you. Okay, and then she told you to keep your head up. Okay, so anyway, and I know that, but that's the thing. And both of them are powerful in their own right. But Oprah went on Sherry Shepherd's show, Jennifer Hudson's show. She done went on all of these people's shows, and then when it comes to View, she ain't at the View. And she probably pissed off that Fantasia and all of them women gave Whoopi a standing ovation, and then the whole studio audience stood up because Whoopi is deserving. She did that. And people don't know that Whoopi went through hell when she did that, because first of all, Steven Spielberg was a Jewish man doing something about black folk. And again, she got heat for it. She talked about how the NAACP told people not to go, to boycott, and all of this stuff. I mean, Whoopi talked about the whole thing. And so get it. You know what I'm saying? But regardless of who did it, the movie was good. Now, I will say, people saying that that's not the real representation of black men and all of this stuff. Not all black men, but definitely some black men. Not all, but definitely some. Definitely some. Definitely some. And so, yeah. Let me say this. That movie was based in rural Georgia. And there is an area that's called the land of kissing cousins because of the barbaric roots of slavery, and because people were owned and were beaten and like chattel. A lot of these people didn't know who was who, because again, let's not forget, black people weren't even deemed as humans until late into the slave trade. And that's when people started taking account and they start putting down names. So all I'm going to say is a lot of stuff happened. A lot of things happened. And so we can't say that, this didn't happen or that, and this is to kill the black family. A lot of people said it was a lesbian feminism, and, and it goes to show you that a lot of time, a great deal of time, black women are always put at the bottom. They're the last, but yet they hold everyone up. And I do know people like Mr.'s daddy, Mary Agnes, Miss Mary, who gives a damn? Boy, you gonna let that nappy-headed woman sit here and talk to you like that in your house? Okay, baby. Okay, I mean, you got people like that, and it goes to show you that the daddy probably got it, and then he passed it down to his son. Then you have they were treating women like, okay, property. And let me say this, because we don't believe that this stuff happens today. But how many women go to college and when they get married, they don't work no more, or they're looking for somebody to take care of them? And I think that this movie just said a lot. And one thing that it said too, when that lady, when Celie was leaving, she said, I may be ugly, but I'm here. That's a declaration statement. It's a declarative statement. I'm here. I'm here. I may not be these things, but I'm here today. I'm here. And I know that I'm somebody. When Miss Millie, was saying to Sophia, you gonna be my maid. They broke that lady down. They beat her in jail. They beat her will. And this is why when she comes out, she said, I know what it is to be caged and and want to go, but you can't go, and you get stuff beat at you. Oh, that was deep. So again, y'all, it's a lot. And you all got to realize that Alice Walker was a lesbian, is a lesbian. I don't know if she still was, because I don't think she's living anymore. And she wrote fiction, and she was creative. And what Whoopi said was, why didn't Spike Lee do it? Why didn't these people do it? So I thought it was really interesting. But the Oprah thing just gets me, y'all. I don't know, but Oprah, it seems like, I don't know Oprah personally. I don't know if she's nice or what, but Monique has said that you use things and you're manipulative. And now I'm seeing this Whoopi Goldberg situation, and it's not coming out really right. because I don't care how much you don't like Whoopi, you got to give Whoopi her flowers. Whoopi was Miss Sealy. Whoopi, she's still alive. Okay. Whoopi is Miss Sealy. Now, I'm going to say this too. Now, y'all, I'm going to see The Color Purple, but some folk already done reviewed it, and it ain't nothing like the original. And this is what I keep on hearing. Ain't nothing like the original. But I'm going to see it. But the people say it ain't nothing like the original. Because I'm going to go see it. Okay, but I'm still going to go see it. Another thing. I don't know if you all saw the Shannon Sharp and the Kurt Franklin interview, and that's been a big bone of contention. Okay, he made money. But I'm interested in seeing the new. I'm going to see the new. Yes, I am. And I'm going to take notes. I sure am. But Kurt Franklin believes that, he should take the traditional route when it comes to women. And Shannon Sharp, who ain't married, says that he's not with all of that. See, Whoopi ain't out the clear either. Whoopi ain't out the clear either. Come on, J Boss said, yep, J Boss, we got you. So, nobody ain't out the clear either. Nah, the meter, yeah, the meter, yeah, I can't say that. Now, the meter, it has been alleged that Shannon Sharp and his stylist are an item, but I don't know that. Just because you take that man to basketball games and y'all hang out, maybe he's just very open and he is secure with his sexuality. So, maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. I don't know if that man gay or not. I don't know. Now the girls are saying that he is because that man be going to basketball games with him and stuff, and I don't know. He's the man's stylist. I guess he'd be dressing the man, but I don't know about that one. But I'm gonna say this: women, especially black women. First of all, you have held it down, y'all. And I say this often, and I always go back to that Brenda Ritchie thing. I know Brenda Ritchie done cooked for Lionel Richie, helped him with his homework, helped write his papers and stuff when they was down there at the Tuskegee. And then he gonna get with Becky with the good hair and gonna leave Brenda. And Brenda said, oh no, not all this stuff I done did. She said, I done invested in you, and this what you gonna do to me? Hell to the no. So hell no. So my thing is, black women, get your education. Never depend on a man for anything. It's okay that you all help each other, but if that joker were to walk out on you, you can still maintain. You can still maintain. Now, I know a lot of people don't like Cosby because of what happened, but I'm going to say this. The Cosby Show was the ideal situation. He was a doctor, she was a lawyer. They had mutual respect for each other. They mutually raised the kids together. She cooked and he cooked. She cleaned and he cleaned. And I think it should be 50-50. All of this, I'm the man, and all of this, no. You all should be co-parenting together, and you should be making decisions together. I know we don't went to this church and they done said this, and the third, and No, absolutely not. And see, I even think that it's interpretation again, because I go back to the New Testament. They had women leaders in the New Testament church. Phoebe was a deaconess in the church, and she was not Paul's secretary. She got things right and straight. You cannot tell me that Junia and Andronicus were apostles. They knew the Lord before Paul. So again, people don't realize this because they don't dig into early church history, but they don't understand that a lot of early churches were held in people's homes. And usually they were the homes of wealthy women or women who had husbands. And most of these women were over these congregations, but they don't know that because they don't go deep enough to look into the history of it. And then they don't understand that Paul's letters were to specific churches. So every church did not get the same letter. So if I was having issues in San Antonio, my letter is going to be different than people who live in New York because there are different circumstances there. And that's all I'm saying. And I think that we have used proof text and not context to put people into bondage and to limit people and to tell people that you are just a baby making machine. You should be barefoot and pregnant, and the men are smart. Let me say this. It's a church right now. Had they had some women in their congregation, they would have been far ahead than what they are now. And I'm being real with that. The best church that I ever served in was male and female pastors. When I tell you them females were sharp, and let me tell you the ones people who had a problem with it. Can I be honest? The people who had problems with it were weak ass men who wouldn't crap in the first place, but yet they thought they had a God-given right to rule, and they wouldn't crap. And then they saw these women with talents and gifts, and then they wanted to downplay it like, oh, now let me say this. I never felt intimidated or slighted by women in ministry. Because there was some preaching women, but when you know you got what you got, and when you know your gifts and talents and what God done blessed you with, you don't ever have to be intimidated by anybody. You don't ever have to worry about what anybody else has. I used to love being paired up with my female pastor, because when we did baptism and when there was a female, she did what she needed to do. There were some things that she could talk to somebody about that I could never relate to, and vice versa. But we worked as a team together, and we were powerful. And we miss out on things. We miss out on cues because we don't have those layers to say, okay, this is what's wrong. Oh, thank you, Patricia. Mine didn't either. Mine didn't either. But that don't mean it was right. And then finally, my mom came to a realization that, you know what, women can preach, because she was like, well, I can preach. I can bring this word. Yeah. Yeah. You know, it's a lot, you all. I just think that we need to be very careful with that. But, you know, so that goes to that color purple thing. And Patricia, you sung your tail off too. So let me tell y'all a bit about Bishop Flanders. Bishop Flanders came out of Church of God in Christ. Bishop Flanders sang in Walter Hawkins' Love Alive and the Hawkins Singer. Flanders was a force to be reckoned with, and still is a force to be reckoned with. And so Bishop Flanders started her career in singing. And she's married to Shirley Miller. Shirley Miller happened to be cousins with the Hawkins. Okay. And Shirley Miller sang Happy Day. She sung Happy Day. Oh, happy day. And Shirley Miller is a singer in herself. And again, I go back to the Shirley Caesar thing and the man who had a husband. And Tremaine just kept on looking away because Tremaine knew what was up. Well, of course, Tremaine knew what was up. But Shirley Caesar was looking all confused. And again, y'all, I don't have anything against Shirley Caesar. But Shirley Caesar, sis, you ain't out the woods because people have speculated about you for years. And they said that you only married your husband because he was a beard for you for the most part. Now, and again, Shirley, what happened on Unsung with Mickey Howard saying that her mother was a lesbian didn't help either. Okay? Didn't help either. And I know somebody who is suspect that used to play percussion for you long time ago. Anyway, I had nothing to do with that. But I think you got to be careful because you made it to be old and nobody ain't really say nothing to you. And I think the only reason why you ain't get called out is because social media. And then that Jerome Baker man, he have crazy, so nobody don't believe him. That's Cassietta George's nephew. But then you got Willa Ward writing that her sister had relationships with women as well because the mama wouldn't allow her to do anything else. So, I'm just going out there. But y'all, let me say this. With all of this stuff coming out, with all of this stuff with Jake's, which is alleged, because we don't know. We don't know if Cassie turned in evidence or not. I didn't see her turn in the evidence. I don't know what's going on. But I wouldn't put anything past anybody. I wouldn't be surprised. This is why you don't put your faith in people, and this is why you put your faith in God. Let me say this, and I'm going to be very clear. The only thing that makes you clean is the blood of Jesus, not your money, not your buildings, not how much you shout, not how well you dress, not how articulate you can be. It is the blood of Jesus, not your degrees, not your house, but the blood. And I am so tired of these people idolizing these folk. Now, don't get me wrong. I will always honor somebody who's giving a word. I will always appreciate the word coming forth from a person. But let's not forget that I don't care how well that person tries to live. They are still wrapped up in flesh and they still got issues. So if anything were ever to happen to them, I can say, you know what? Well, I understand, but they're still vessels of God and God is still using them regardless of what's going on at this particular point, because we all wrapped up in this flesh. Now we can mature and we can deal with stuff that don't bother us no more. But all I'm going to say is that stop putting your trust in man and put your trust in God, because I don't care how good the man is, they will let you down. That's the bottom line. And this is why I can keep my relationship intact with God, because regardless of what these people do, regardless of all of this stuff going on in the church, that don't have nothing to do with me and God's and my relationship with Christ. It don't have nothing to do. And people can come and people can go, but I'm still going to stand. So when these churches are buckling and folding, my relationship with God ain't tattered, because first of all, my relationship with God didn't have no middleman or no middle woman in it. It was always our relationship. And I'm just being real, because see, sometimes we get caught up in personalities and people and all of this stuff. And then when they let us down, we want to lead a church. We all of them church folk fake. No. We all trying to grow and get to maturity. So all I'm saying is that at the end of the day, if you was in first grade in 2024, at least when you get to 2027, you'll be at least in 12th grade or 11th grade. It should be a maturity somewhere. That's all I'm saying. That pastor is in the Diddy freak off mess. No, we'll see. Pastor TP and CK just got sued for the Queen's Men. Tyler Perry and how they got sued. I got to check that out. Now, y'all, and I'm just being real with this, because we got it twisted. Your relationship is personal. And, one thing I've learned that I will not let people control me. It's not being rebellious. I've been in church all my life, and I've seen people's lives ruined because these church people done told that woman to stay with that abusive man, while they should have been saying, y'all need to get counseling. And if this person is not going to follow and do the work, you need to leave him. But church folk didn't tell the people that. They said God hate divorce, and you should stay with that abusive man. See, and then the lady stays in the marriage because she don't want to be shamed by the church, because she's more concerned about what the people think instead of her own safety and how her children are going to turn out. I'm just being real. People can't give you what they don't have. And I don't let people tell me what to do when they're not licensed and certified. Don't get me wrong. I believe in leadership in the church, but there are some things that are manipulation and control, period. I had a lady tell me that I'm cursed because I don't tithe, but yet she was walking and all of this. And I ain't trying to be funny, but I'm like, she walking and always having issues and all of this. And I'm like, well, if that's what blessed is, then I'm gonna stick with curse, because I'm doing really well with this curse right now. I wasn't trying to be funny, but people try to do that. And even and it seems like it's a manipulation thing, and everybody knows how to cue on to it. My thing is, your dress ain't never saved you. What you wear never saved you. But yet people look into that. Y'all, I grew up where some of my friends couldn't even go to the movies because the folks said the movies were the devil, and you couldn't even go to the football game because it's the devil. And so a lot of these people missed out on life because of some ignorant interpretation, and it was not the game that's going to send you to hell, is what you're doing at the game that may send you to hell. But at any rate, people got to grow up. And then I look at their parents and I'm like, they was hell raisers before they got saved. Now all of a sudden they want their children to be spotless and clean, but yet they was out to the games coating and wearing tight stuff, and now they done got saved. And see, it's that kind of stuff, y'all. I know y'all don't want to hear this morning, but that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Wow, that's interesting. So that's those are my feelings on that. And again, growing up in that situation, people were very controlling and manipulative, and if you didn't do what they want to do, then you was rebellious or you had a carnal spirit and everything. And the sad part about it is people never lived. They were just surviving. They never enjoyed. They never enjoyed. They didn't want to dance because dancing was of the devil. And I'm just like, wow, you know, what a mere existence. There are some religions, you all, they don't even want people to go to college. They don't even want people to go to school. And when you're dealing with congregations like that, something is wrong. Something is wrong. And a lot of this is because we don't want anybody to do better than what we did or know more than we do. And let me say this again, y'all. My experience in the Black church, not all Black churches, but my experience in most Black churches is this: no slight to anybody who is a housekeeper or janitor or anything like that. No slight to you. But a lot of people who were, and this is why I get to this men thing, because a lot of churches were run by men. And it's not a man hating thing. This is an equality thing. This is the equality thing. A lot of the men never had any responsibility. A lot of them were not afforded education, and then they didn't pursue it any farther. They work these jobs that people tell them what to do and how to do it. So at church, they have some power. At church, They running things. And so here you coming in as a young person with ideals, and you're coming in with maybe some college, or and they're intimidated by that because they guard those positions, and you coming in may be hindering their power and their position. And this is in the church. This is in the church. I'm not talking about a job. I'm talking about in the church. One thing that I learned when I was in seminary is that at your wealthier churches, people dress a little casual because they dress nice all the time at work. But a lot of your blue collar churches, they take dress serious on Sunday because they don't do it during the week. And Sunday is their time to really show that they can dress. And that's why a lot of people hold to that. It ain't even about religious stuff. When you really get down to the brass knuckles of it and the brass tacks, it's about people who have jobs where they're white collar. And now it's a little change because even white collar people don't dress up that much. But I'm just giving you all stuff that we really learned. You know, I think COVID really shook a lot of churches up because a lot of people that shun technology and we don't need all of that, then COVID hit, and then you couldn't have people come to church anymore. And there were a lot of churches that closed in San Antonio because there was no offering plates going around and people couldn't meet in person. But the same people they ridiculed who were online, who was doing church online, had Venmo, Cash App, credit card online set up at church. They survived because they still had church online. And I know that sounds deep, y'all, but I'm looking at that. And this is why I say we got to be very careful of what we call God and not God. Because I know a lot of people were really criticizing people who were doing church online and in person, and they had a lot to say about it. But then COVID hit, and whose church is closed and whose church is still open? And I think that says a lot. And then my question to those churches that were so against that was, how were you taking care of your sick and shut in? How do you connect with your people who may not be able to make it? Because that means you're not connecting to your people. And then, is the gospel just in your church building? Are you a church without walls, or are you a church confined to the walls? Because a church without walls don't have a problem with having online members. Because as long as the word is being preached and somebody is receiving it and their life is being touched, that's all that matters. And to truth be told, they could be going to a Bible study somewhere else. But what is the word doing? So again, so I know I said a lot today, y'all, and I'm getting ready to go because it's almost an hour, and I got an hour. But I'm just saying this, and I just wanted to bring that on out there. But yeah, I was watching the Oprah situation, and then of course I was looking at the Shannon Sharp and the Kirk Franklin thing. I know y'all what y'all said about Shannon Sharp. I don't know if that man is gay or not. I don't. I don't. I know that person who dresses him, his stylist. Okay, whatever. Maybe he's just good friends with his stylist. It takes, everybody should be able to be friends with people. Everybody should have straight and gay lesbian friends. If you ain't a lesbian, you have nothing to worry about. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what Shannon doing. So yeah, so y'all, let me say this. I enjoyed the talent show again. I don't know. To be honest, y'all, I was really weary. I was really tired. I was really tired. And and I thank God for Vivian, because Vivian kind of pushes me on, because I was really tired. I was really, really, really tired. But we did it. And I said we, And I appreciate Kimmy for coming on, and Shelly, and all the people who participated. It was only 4 people, but that's all we needed. Uncle Claude was heartfelt. He was serious about what he was doing, and I appreciate that. Christopher W. was creative, innovative. I mean, he was playing, and he was playing really well. And me and Christopher W. gonna get together. We really gonna get together because me and Christopher might have to take that on the road and go ahead and go to some places around here and be as a band and get paid. Christopher W. Because he really played well. And then, thank you, Zara. Then you had Patricia. And Patricia's old school singer. She that Misty Blue. And one I was listening at Patricia, and then she was giving me a little Cheryl Lynn. She gives you hints of everybody. And I like her vibrato. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Okay, baby, that vibrato was there. Okay, and you saw that eyeshadow, and honey, you saw the curvature of her lips, and she had that shaky lip, honey. I knew she was serious when that lip was shaking. Yes, Lord. And very good, very good. And even Ness. Now, y'all, and I know Ness was being messy for that first song, but she didn't do nothing crazy. She didn't strip. She didn't act, she just was a little messy. She said she was gonna be messy. Did I want it? No, but it was there. And I don't want to censor people. People are like, I don't believe you left her up. No, I do things for a reason. And it was what it was. It was what it was. I don't know, but baby, when she mixed that, I believe I could fly. Oh my God! Now I was like, baby, Ness done took R. Kelly thing and done did a whole nother thing, right? So that was interesting. But then she did the second song, and y'all, I was all kind of messed up because really, I got those songs at the last minute. And again, I'm still a little hoarse because the weather's changed and it's just a lot going on. But the song says, people, God uses ordinary people, and little becomes much when you place it in the master's hand. And Lord knows I ain't had nothing but a little. Oh, we ain't had nothing but a little, but we placed it in the master's hand. And I just think it was just good. And let me say this, do what you do well. Do what you do well. And I just only do what I do. And I don't know how, but I just do it. And do what you do well. And don't worry about nobody else. Stay in your lane. Make sure you hand off the baton when it's time for you to hand it off. But do what you do well. This is why I look at people talking about something, I'm jealous. No, because I do what I do well. I don't know why we can go on a cruise ship and 40 people want to go. I'm supposed to be washed up and broke, but God always provide. He always come through. God always come through. I don't know why. People didn't have to go on that cruise, but they did. They didn't have to come to Labor Day, but they did. They didn't have to come to the Christmas tree challenge, but they did. And we didn't have a whole lot of flyers. And I don't care about, I know people say the numbers, but you know what? I don't know. Y'all, I just felt really good. I was really tired last night, but I really felt good after it. And I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful. I'm really just grateful. And all I will say is, um, it's freeing not to always be fighting. And when I tell y'all, I have not looked at anybody and what they are doing or what they're saying. I haven't. I haven't. I've been looking at the celebrity stuff that's going on. I've been looking at the Israel and Gaza conflict, which is really going to be difficult because I believe that Israel has a right to exist, but I don't think that apartheid is good. I understand the Hamas situation is really, really forefront, but don't make those people, those babies, and those folks suffer. So I see a lot of stuff. And I'm looking at the voting. I pray that people vote because Black folk don't need to stay at home. And I understand that Biden's ratings are in the tank, but I'm sorry, I can't see voting for that man who has been convicted and says that he would be a dictator for a day. I don't see it. And I know what I want to talk about before I left here too. Thank you, Zara. Let me say this. I want to say this too. I do not know who that gay Republican is going to the event, but he was threatened. They called him the F word and the N word. But baby, why you gonna go on MSNBC and try to act like it's a Democrat? And this man was like, well, the Democrats had hit me up and da da da, and you wouldn't believe what they said. But you ain't never went to a Democratic function and they called you the N word and they called you the F word. And what makes me upset with people like him is that you got on that show and you really wanted to act like Democrats had done something to you. But the reason why you were on that show was because those Republican people, those Trumpers who you thought were going to accept you, didn't accept you. And they came at you and you got picked up. But now you trying to wrap Democrats in, but the Democrats weren't the ones calling you the N and the F word. And then you get on MSNBC trying to justify and talking about it's bad in both parties and all of this stuff. Don't even try it. Those people are telling you who they are. They don't like you. And a lot of Democrats may be calling you out because they see what that deal is and they see that them folk don't like you. And they don't like you because, again, you're trying to say what people done did to you, but we're looking real time that these people was getting ready to surround you and beat you down. But you want to get on somebody's television show and act like the Democrats did this. And no. You were at a Trump function. You said that you were an influencer and the people had invited you there. You went there and you were very shocked that those people were calling you the N word and the F word. And all I'm saying is that, don't get me wrong, I am a Democrat, not by choice, but by interest. I want y'all to get this. I'm a Democrat by interest. If I could get in an independent party and we could vote in the primaries, I would be independent right now. But since independent people don't get to vote in primaries, then I can't do that. But I am a Democrat by interest. Now, don't think that there are no Democrats who are racist either, because there are plenty of liberal people who have the wrong view of Black folk, and they always want to be a bleeding heart liberal. I get that, and I know that is there. I know that. But my thing is this. When I have to look from pound to pound, and when I look at my television, and I have to look at those seats, and when I look to the my right, their left, and I see people of all nationalities and colors and Black women and Black men, and they have a Black speaker, that's where I'm gonna go. But when I look on that other side and all I see is a few of us and no women who are Black, for the most part, I'm not interested in that because it's telling me exactly what you're about. Why am I gonna go and work with someone who's saying that teachers shouldn't get paid more? or that gun control, you giving people license to do. I don't need your prayers. I need you to take semi-automatic and automatic weapons off the table. I need you to do background checks. That's what I need you to do. I need health care. So if somebody loses a job by no fault of their own, that they can get health care and not be dead, and get medicine and whatever they need. So why am I going to vote for people who don't believe in that? See, again, I don't care if you believe in abortion or not. It's not enough to make me go against my interest. And let me say this too. We have a woman right now in Texas who wanted a baby, but the doctors told her, if you have this baby, you're not going to have any more children, and this baby is not going to come out alive. Texas is telling her, no, you can't have this. See, that's some handmaiden tale mess. Who gives you the right? That's between that lady and her doctor. Okay. No, we don't believe that lie. And all Obamacare was is Romney care. Romney came up with that for Massachusetts. And what's really interesting about it is that Obama didn't change a thing. Y'all remember now, I can see people think folk dumb. But when Hillary Clinton was trying to do single payer, they were talking about Romney Care and the exchanges and all of that stuff. When he did it, it was great. Then Obama did the same thing and it was bad. But I'm like, that's all it is Romney Care. Obama just took what Romney had and pretty much updated it. Y'all better know some history now. I'm not a political science major, but I remember because they took down Hillary Clinton quick for trying to have single payer. And all Obama did was use something that a Republican came up with, and then they didn't like it. Child, yeah. Now, let me say this too. Now everybody's speaking up for Jonathan Majors. Now they speaking up. I'm telling you, that Jonathan Majors thing have left a bad taste in my mouth. Y'all, it left a bad taste in my mouth. How are you at the bar? And again, I'm going to say it. How are you at the bar going in your purse, throwing back them drinks, and then you get home and you unconscious? Are you serious? But yet cameras have you talking to people. Cameras have you in a club, going in your purse. Nothing was wrong with your finger. And it also showed that nothing was wrong with your neck. But then you get home and you got this gash on your neck and your fingers now looking like it's almost broken. Now, I'm telling you, it's a hot mess to me. And it's saying that you're a black man, you don't have no business with this white woman. And even though we don't believe that you assaulted her on the outside of the car, it was on the inside of the car. But yet, according to sources, the driver said that she went berserk after she saw that, and he was just trying to get his phone back. So I don't understand how y'all gonna charge him on the inside where y'all didn't see. So let's say that he whacked her real good on the inside. We didn't see it. We didn't see it. Can I say that again? We didn't see it. And according to the driver, she was the one going berserk. What we did see was him putting her back in that van or that Escalade. What we did see was him leaving and her climbing and clawing all on top of him and hitting him. And when he ran away, she was still hitting him. What we did see was her talking to them people, looking like she was okay, playing in her hair. That's why they got the neck. And what we did see was her at the bar. I don't understand how you so distraught, but yet you at the bar getting some drinks. Baby, that's a setup right there. And I'm telling you, it's a cautionary tale. I'm telling you, and it's sad, but that's what message is sending. Oh my God, that thing made me upset. It made me upset because now I'm looking at the camera and I'm like, no ma'am, no ma'am, no ma'am. Ooh. Oh my God. So anyway, y'all, I'm on that again, but it bugs me. But now everybody's speaking out. No, well, if the jury saw more, then we need to see more. What did they see? This is the thing. This is the thing, KFS. Why did you all charge him for the inside stuff, but not the outside stuff? Did you all have cameras on the inside? See, that's what I'm saying. Why charge him for something? You didn't charge him for anything on the outside, but you charged him for stuff on the inside that we didn't see. Now, if they got other evidence, then they need to bring it. But for what I've seen, and until they give me more, no, and it's not being emotional. Let me tell you something. If he would have hit that woman, he should have went to jail. But you ain't gonna tell me that she ain't hit him. Y'all, look. This is the thing. I'm mad at him because he didn't countersue her. He didn't countersue. Did you all see that woman hitting him and doing all of that hitting? So it's okay for her to lay hands on him. It's okay for her to take his property. I don't give a damn what was in there. First of all, they weren't married. First of all, it was no ring on her finger saying that they had married. You don't have the right to take nobody's property, period. But nobody don't want to talk about that. Nobody don't want to talk about that. I'm tired. Let me say this. There are some black men that's doing some trashy stuff, but everybody ain't doing trashy stuff. Everybody ain't doing crazy stuff. And wrong is wrong and right is right. The woman was hitting that man. And she took his phone. That's not your phone. That's his phone. So I'm gonna leave it at that, KFS. We don't agree, and we ain't gonna agree on it. But it's wrong. Okay, y'all, I done said enough, but I'm telling you, you just get tired of seeing this kind of stuff. And again, people, I can't tell people who to love and who to be with, but you just need to be aware of the cultural differences, period. I don't know, but tell me why she was hitting the man. Maybe he knew that she would play that Karen role. Maybe she knew that. Maybe he knew that. Just maybe. But why was she at that bar drinking and talking to them people? How she unconscious down at the apartment when he came in? Did she drink too much? Baby, I'm gonna leave y'all alone. It's crazy, but I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. I was kind of like, he done did this, and then I happened to see some of the footage. I'm like, look at her fighting like she a street fighter out here. Look at all of this. No, everybody an abuser. Some people are carers. You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. That's all I'm gonna say. Well, look, y'all, my time is up. I will talk to y'all later. I got to get back to the get back. Peace and love. Y'all take care.